Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Psalm 23, verse 4. We are aware of different kinds of rods, canes, walking sticks, and so on. We use one for a specific need. The Word of God is a staff. When we experience a time of discouragement and impending danger, the verse that comes to our mind is, "He will have no fear of bad news. His heart is steadfast, trusting in the Lord." And that becomes a staff to walk with on many dark days. When we hear a heartbreaking news and we begin our days of weeping, we find another staff in the promise, "Weeping may remain for a night, but rejoicing comes in the morning." When we are forced to be away from home for a year due to poor health, not knowing if God would ever allow us to go back home, then we give another choice of a staff. "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." In times of impending danger or doubt, when human judgment seems to be of no value, we have found it is easy to go forward with this staff, and quietness and trust is your strength. And in emergencies, when there has been no time for deliberation or for action, this staff has never failed us. "He that believeth shall not make haste." Martin Luther's wife said, "I would never have known the meaning of various psalms, come to appreciate certain difficulties, or know the inner workings of the soul. I would never have understood the practice of the Christian life and work if God had never brought afflictions to my life." It is quite true that God's rod is like a schoolteacher's pointer to a child, pointing out a letter so that child will notice it. In the same way, God points out many valuable lessons to us that we otherwise would never have learned. God always sends his staff with his rod. "Thy shoes shall be iron and brass, and as thy days, so shall thy strength be." Each of us may be sure that if God sends us over rocky paths, he will provide us with sturdy shoes. He will never send us on any journey without equipping us well. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Psalm 23, verse 4.